So here are some examples of core beliefs that people tend to walk around with sort of unconsciously. In fact, I call them iceberg core beliefs because you're only aware of a little bit of this, like the part above the surface of an iceberg, but most of it sits below the surface where we're unconscious, we're not aware of it, but they're habits that we've developed since we were kids, like I need to be perfect or I'm a failure. Or if I'm not liked by everybody, I'll fail and that's not a good thing. Or I don't really think I'm as good as everyone thinks I am. This is something called the imposter fear, where many people in their heart of hearts don't believe that they're as competent or as good at what they're trying to propose that they are, that other people think they are. Their coaches, their mentors, their family, other professionals, they think it's only a matter of time before they find out that I'm not as good as they think I am and I'm going to be mortified. Or it would be awful if I can't control everything going on around me. These are people who have this tremendous need to be in control of everything, or they feel like they're failing. Or uncertainty about the future would be awful. I have to be able to predict exactly what's going to happen to me. Or I'm not capable of changing my habits. I can't change habits. Why can't you change habits? Because habits are there, or they're part of your DNA, which is definitely not true. They're not part of your DNA. And that's what people have to learn, that you can change any of these things, no matter what your DNA is. Many medical symptoms start with your mindset. If you don't control your toxic thinking, you put your brain in the fight or flight scenario constantly. Fight or flight scenario causes your body to change its chemical composition, making it vulnerable to illnesses and diseases. That's right. Just the thinking alone can make your body vulnerable to illnesses and diseases. And I talked to you already about the power of the placebo. Negative emotions, ladies and gentlemen, like fear, anxiety, stress, wire into the brain 1,000 times faster than positive emotions like contentment, happiness. And that's in order to protect us. There's an emergency, the brain thinks, so it has to protect us. It's a survival mechanism. The average person thinks 60,000 thoughts per day, and research shows that the vast majority of those thoughts are negative and lead to self-doubt, worry, insecurity, and lack of confidence. But again, it's all about habit change and how we can change these habits. So what are some of the proven health consequences that come from negative thinking? But the default position for 21st century men and women is that they get worried and they get anxious by these negative thoughts. This turns on the very same system, the fight, flight, or free system, because the brain thinks it could be an emergency. It doesn't know that this isn't emergent. It's not going to take any chances. So every single time you have a negative or self-defeating thought, it turns on the fight or flight nervous system for a short period of time, however long those thoughts go on. Now, it does something else. It shuts off all of the systems not necessary for the fight or flight because it wants to marshal energy to deal with and have all of the energy to deal with what you're having to deal with. And one of the systems that gets shut down, put your seatbelt on, ladies and gentlemen, one of the systems that gets shut down is your immune system.